Well, joined by Steve Mildenhall this afternoon. Steve, welcome along. Just tell us a little bit about your new role next season.
Yeah, well, obviously it was well documented that the club, the gaffer had offered me a coaching role, and thankfully, I've accepted it. We've had a few chats and that, and it's something I'm looking forward to getting my teeth into.
I'm going to say that a new challenge for you, isn't it?
Yeah, massively, a completely new challenge for me. Those few people that know me know that this last year I've been sort of doing some coaching off the field, away from the club. We've myself and Will have also set up a goalkeeping academy, so it's been stuff that we've been doing for the past sort of 12 months. So I've really kind of got a passion for it. When I was a lot younger, I kind of thought I'd have no interest in coaching whatsoever, but obviously as you get older, you start to get a little bit more wiser, formulate your own opinions on football, and now goalkeeping coaching is something that I've really gotten into.
You know that outfield players have to study for their coaching badge. Is there an equivalent for goalkeeping?
Yes, there is. Yeah, I've actually, as we speak, I've got my assessment coming up very soon for my UEFA B goalkeeping badge. So you go right up to UEFA A goalkeeping badge, which I shall be doing in the future. But yeah, it's not a Mickey Mouse position. It's from the days when I started and kind of when I first started as a YTS at Swindon, we didn't have a goalkeeping coach, and then when I made as a pro, we started having one sort of once a week. So the game's changed an awful lot from when I was a kid, where now it is very rare to find a club without a full-time goalkeeping coach, and actually quite a few goalkeeping coaches nowadays with the likes of under-23s, academies, things like that. So it's something that I'm very passionate about.
Well, it looks as though the club will have under-23 keepers as well as first-team keepers. I guess you'll switch, or you'll have them all together at some point.
Yeah, I think obviously as we go along, more will be formulated on what the whole position is. But all I'm looking forward to is coming back, mucking in with Nails and helping out the best I can, whether that's having to help with the first-team keepers or taking the under-23s. It's kind of, I was talking to Nails a lot about it. Me and Nails always speak a lot about football, about careers, and kind of look at 23 years of doing this, and I kind of, the same as Nails, know what every goalkeeper is going through, thinking, the ups, the downs, the whole psychology of it. So it would be quite selfish to get to a point in your career where you're done playing and turn your back on it and just walk away. So I'm hoping to impart some of the knowledge and some of the wisdom that I may have gained over the years, and try and help future goalies.
I imagine you need some patience though, don't you? Because you're going to get some rookie keepers in possibly who haven't got your experience. Yeah. How do you think you'll handle that situation?
I think this last year's helped me massively. Obviously, where I said I've been coaching away from the club, and we've done our own academy, and we've had kids in from the age of 6. So it's becoming, we've come to learn how to deal with young children right the way up. So having to deal with young pros shouldn't be too much of a problem, because they will have hopefully been at clubs before where they've got a good grounding, a good basis, and all you're doing is they're coming in and you're just trying to tweak things and try to improve them in areas and help them to go on and become first-team goalies.
And I'm guessing you saw some of that in Joe Lumley last year, a young keeper coming through.
Yeah, Joe was exceptional. We've had a few goalies over the course of a few years that, should I say, haven't quite gelled at the club. Joe's been outstanding, really, from the day one he come in. His work ethic, his attitude, the person he is. He's, I've had a couple of chats with Joe towards the end of the season, and I said to him, without making his head get too big, I said, if he carries on, knuckles down, keeps wanting to learn, keeps having the hunger to learn that he does, I think the boy's got all the attributes to play at the highest level. It's just about playing football for him. So hopefully, may not be the last we ever see of Joe at Rovers. It would be great, obviously, to have him back playing, because I think it proved when he came in how tight the defence became, and we stopped leaking goals, and he looked very assured. So, but whatever, I think he'll go on and have a very good career.
Like yourself, I mean, how difficult will it be for you to not be playing, not get ready every Saturday to go out on the pitch? And I suppose you've become a little bit accustomed, but you've been getting ready as part of the squad.
Yes.
It's slightly different now.
Yeah, obviously this last year I haven't played anywhere near the amount of games I wanted to. You know, you look back and I can't really moan if it looks this is the last time I'll ever be a player. The last game to have ever played out at Stamford Bridge in front of Chelsea. So I would have took that 23 years ago when I started out as a young lad. But yeah, I think it at the moment nothing seems like it's changed for me because obviously I'll be coming back to a club I've been at for a few years now, a club that I feel I have a great feeling for and a great affinity with, not only the supporters but everybody behind the scenes. We all know each other. You've all had to put up with me for a long time and got to know my quirks and how much I'm a moaner. But I think it'll probably come down. At the moment, it won't really affect me. I think it'll probably come down to maybe that first game of the season where you're not getting changed anymore to play football. But I think you speak to any older pros, your brain you kind of. Not you accept it, but you kind of start to think about that other side. And I definitely have the last sort of 12 to 18 months. And obviously, when the situation arises and you think, you're not playing as much, I was on the bench, you start assessing where you want to go and what you want to do. And obviously, I'm a local boy, local as in Swindon, which I'm surprised I don't get much more stick for. But it's just the right time for me, I believe. Do I want to carry on playing? There's a part of me that still thinks I can play. Then the question is where. I've got a young family. I'm settled now back home after spending 16, 17 years of moving around the country. For me, this feels like the right time and a natural transition and progression into coaching, which is something that I've wanted to do. So I'm thoroughly looking forward to it.
I guess it is all about timing in a career, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you came back to Rovers, and the first time you said you were coming home, the time was right for you to come back.
Absolutely.
And but your career's taking you all over the country, hasn't it?
Yeah, I've been. I've had a few clubs, people would say, but then I have been around a long time. I always. If you look back through my career, I've probably spent sort of 2 seasons at most, maybe 3 at some. At the end of my career, I started spending a little bit longer. Obviously, Millwall, I was there for 3. Here, I've been for almost 4.5 if you take in the loan. When I was younger, it was kind of, you might get labelled as a journeyman, or people might say, oh, he jumped ship to chase money and things like that. For me, it was kind of always, I'd been at a club a few years and you felt like you were becoming part of the place. And sometimes I used to get itchy feet and always wanted to try and go somewhere else, new bunch of people, new supporters, new surroundings, and have to start again, all over again as such, because you took it out of your comfort zone and had to go and learn to play for a new club with new expectations and that. So I look back, I enjoyed every single place I played at. I don't really look back to try and have regrets. I don't really look like that. There's some things maybe I look at and think I'd have liked to have played a little bit longer there. I mean, certainly, without causing too much of a foray, I would have loved to have played at Swindon a little bit longer than what I did probably, but at the time I was a young lad and the move came up for me and I felt it was the right thing to do. I look back over the years, I did have an opportunity many years ago to go back there, didn't work out. So I suppose if I had one regret to say, it would have been to play a few more games for my hometown team. But having said that, to be able to play for 3 teams in the West Country and to come down and at the end of my career and play for a club like Rovers, and to have gone through the roller coaster of what we went through the last few years with the huge disappointment of the relegation, something that will, thankfully, I'd like to think that those of us that were involved in that and that are still here have put that right. But it's been a roller coaster for 3 years, and obviously the last 2 years have been something special.
Just you and Mance both finishing. Well, Mance said he's not finishing playing because he's still registered. But the two of you going on to the coaching side adds to the continuity at the club. I think to me that's a good thing. I don't know.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I think I had a little conversation with Steve Yates before he left to go to Greece, and we were just chatting about coaching and chatting about the club, and he kind of said the same thing. He said he thought it was great for us to have that opportunity. 2 players that have been at the club for a few years. Obviously, myself a little bit longer than Mance, but obviously for having the 2 promotions, Mance scoring that goal at Wembley in the penalty shootout, the fact that, you know, we know how the club ticks, we know what the supporters expect, we know how the gaffer works and what he expects and the high standards that he has and what he wants to achieve. So, yeah, I think it's great. I think it's, hopefully we can add whatever we can add to any part of the coaching side, and all I know is that, having spoke to Mance as well, we're both very excited about that sides of our career, and hopefully we can be successful in the endeavours that we have on the coaching side.